Hey there everyone, it's Val and welcome to the Visit with Val channel update, the 19th of August, 2018. And alright, introduction. Well, I guess I kind of just did that. I decided to try doing my regular updates sort of live. That means that the finished product, when I extract it for use as a separate video, won't be as polished, but I can do them in a little bit more of a timely fashion, especially when things are going on like they are right now, and we'll be talking about that in a little bit. Alright. The first thing I want to talk about is a key raffle. I have gotten 2 keys courtesy of Tiny Build, the publisher, and Lazy Bear Gaming, the developer of the game Graveyard Keeper. For those of you who've been watching my channel, you know I played through quite a few in-game days of Graveyard Keeper when it was in alpha, and I did a quick look on release day, which was last Wednesday. Well, the developer and publisher were very kind enough to provide me with 2 keys that I am going to raffle off next Wednesday, 22nd of August, and that'll be during my normal stream. I'm going to open the raffle probably about 2 o'clock-ish for people to enter. Now, it's going to be using some loyalty points that you guys have been gathering in the background, unbeknownst to you, called Catmint. And if you want to see what your points are, you can just do !points in chat on any of my channels. And in fact, let me just try it. I think it's points. Is it points with an S? I think it is, yes. You just put in points and it should tell you. There we go. Alright, I did that on YouTube, so I have 554 catmint. And you guys, if you've been watching my channel, will have it too, because you get it for doing things like watching, following, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, if you tip, that sort of thing. All those things, interacting in chat. If you're an active chatter, you get more catmint per watch time than if you're just lurking. But in any case, you can go ahead and run the command. I see someone has done so on Twitch. Hey there, Gamer WN. Welcome to the stream. Right, so you can see how many catmint you have. And those are what you spend on the raffle. The raffle will cost 20 catmint per entry, and you can enter up to 10 times. Like I said, I have to actually... It's the first time I've run a raffle on my channel. It's the first time I've had something to raffle and a bot that is the identical bot running on all 3 of my platforms. So that makes it so that I still have to have 1 key per platform in order to do that. But at least they all work the same, and if you know how it works in one place, it works the same on the other 2 platforms. So Twitch, unfortunately, did not get into the rota for raffle this time around, simply because I only had 2 keys, and I decided to pick the 2 platforms where I have been seeing most of my viewers, well, basically for the last 6 months. Twitch is pretty much dead for me. I don't know why. I have to assume it's because of things that Twitch has done in terms of algorithm. Because I used to get a lot more new people stopping by, you know, that just to check me out, and that pretty much has stopped as of about 5 months ago. But if I had 3 keys, I'd be doing it on Twitch as well. But I only have 2, so I picked Mixer and YouTube. Right, so that's going to be next Wednesday, and pretty much, if you follow me and you've watched me for at least a half an hour, you have enough points, enough catmint, in order to enter the raffle once. You know, so I don't think that's too onerous a way to accumulate the necessary points. Alright, let's move on to the next section. Again, sorry if it's a little rough around the edges. This is only the second time I've done it this way. Alrighty, under my miscellaneous section, I am happy to announce that my loyalty badges have been created, courtesy of Ascot Hero. They are currently only available on YouTube, because that's the only platform that I currently belong to in which I can upload them. So if you have been thinking about becoming, well, they call them fellows, or members now. If you've been thinking about becoming a channel member on YouTube, well, now you got a little extra thank you in the terms of custom loyalty badges that sort of rank up as you have been supporting me for longer. And I ran out of time to give you a little picture to show you. I will try to do that next time I talk about this. Sorry about that. Right. Next on the agenda, Stuffin. Those of you who've been watching or seen my Twitter or caught some of my previous streams where I talked about it, the cat voice that has been a mainstay of my stream for the last, well, 4 years pretty much. So she'll be the cat meowing in the background. She died at the end of July after, well, basically she passed away from old age. And, yeah, that was a very rough period for me. And unfortunately, I didn't really get a chance to get over it before the next thing hit me. Literally the next day, Valentine the cat had an accident to one of his eyes. Or actually, it was to his head, and it's affected his eye. We don't know exactly what happened. The only thing we know is that a chair that he likes to sit on the back of fell over. Basically a few hours after Stuffin passed away, and when I went out to look to see what had happened, there was no cats in sight, but the chair was fallen over. And then the next day we noticed that he had swelling on his face and his eye was not, the pupil wasn't reacting properly to light. So off to the vet he went. And the best the vet's been able to ascertain is that he took a blow to the head somehow, probably by falling, and the swelling caused the nerves around his eye to be compressed, and that's what caused the pupil to not dilate. And he had a very, very minor abrasion on his cornea. However, all the swelling in the area has basically made his healing up a very slow process. And so that means a day after Stuffin passed away, I then had to start medicating a cat. He was on antibiotics, he's still on antibiotics, and he was also on, oh, what did they call it? Anti-inflammatory to help bring the swelling down. As well as some other drops intended to help stimulate healing. I had to give those one of them was every 8 hours, one was once a day, and the third one was twice a day. And so I was giving all those for the last 3 weeks, but the last 2 weeks in particular, they moved him onto a different antibiotic, which I have to give him 4 times a day. And the reason that I'm detailing all this is because it's going to come into the next section. Basically, the most sleep I've been getting for the last 2 weeks in particular is 4 hours at a time. It really is wearing me down. And that's why I missed yesterday's stream, because I literally only got an hour and a half sleep. It takes me at least 2 hours to fall asleep when I lay down. It doesn't matter how... I have to be really, really exhausted, and that's usually after I've had insomnia for a couple of days, to the point where I'll fall asleep quickly. Otherwise, it's at least an hour, usually more like 2 hours, so I've been getting very little good sleep. And that's kind of why my schedule's been messed up. Anyway, this is all related to Stuffin's last cat venture. I did a memorial sort of story about her on my Patreon. If you're curious, you can go to patreon.com/ValsNoisyToys and check it out. And I'm gonna miss my little Stuffin. I keep hearing little noises in the room and looking around and expecting to see her, and of course she's not there. It's the birds making noises. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to the next section before I get upset. Stuff. Right, so on to the reason that I was detailing all the medicine that I was giving Val the cat, BTC. That has been the reason, that and Stuffin's passing away has been the reason for my schedule this last month being a lot more irregular. Thankfully, it's not been as irregular as in the past, but it's still not been as consistent as I had been doing the first part of this year. So I wanted to apologize for that. It's going to continue for at least another week, possibly 2. It depends on how long Valentine has to stay on his eye medication, because if I have to continue giving it 4 times a day, I will continue getting crappy sleep, which means there will be days when I just won't have the energy to stream because it's wearing me down. And I just want to let you know that as soon as he doesn't have to have his medication that many times a day, I'll be able to actually get longer periods of sleep and be more functional. I'm looking forward to that. But his eye is important, and it is doing alright so far. It's healing very slowly, but it is healing and there's no infection, so, you know, that's a good thing. So, like I said, how much longer? It's at least 1 more week. Val goes in this Thursday? Yeah, this Thursday for a recheck, and at that point I'll know how much, if I'm going to be giving him the drops for another 2 weeks, or, you know, whether he'll be good and they can stop. My guess is he'll probably still be on it for at least another week, if not longer. So, anyway, cross your fingers for Val that his eye heals up properly and he doesn't end up with some kind of scarring or anything on it. Like I said, it was a very minor abrasion, but the edema, the swelling, which causes cloudiness in the cornea, that's still quite visible, and apparently that's going to take quite a while to actually all go away. And from what I understand, sometimes it doesn't all go away, so we'll see. Alright, next section. Okay, so I just wanted to recap the stream series status, just so you know what's going on. I still have some DOS, Divinity Original Sin episodes that I can still release, and even though I had hoped not to, I'd hoped I'd be able to get back to finish up Cat Quest. Monday and Tuesday I am going to release 2 more episodes of the Divinity Original Sin, which is a very old series, and I'm releasing these just... they're episodes that I had done, but I hadn't released them. It's just sort of a completionist thing. I want to finish that off. And if you guys want to check it out, I'd love that. You might enjoy it, and if you do, then you can watch the other episodes. Cat Quest. I still have 3 episodes recorded. Well, sort of 4 episodes recorded. But I haven't edited them yet. I have not had the energy, and I'm sorry about that, but at least I have the Divinity Original Sin episodes that I can release instead to fill the gap until I can do them again. With luck, it'll be next week. We'll see how that goes. Slime Rancher, of course, is the current stream series that I've been playing, and that will probably continue for at least another week. Possibly longer. I'll have to kind of play it by ear. I still am going to do an SRP for Subnautica, but due to all the aforementioned stuff that I talked about with Stuffin and Val the cat, I just haven't had the energy to do the behind-the-scenes preparatory work. I've done some of it, but I haven't finished all of it, so I can't just transition over to it immediately. So I'm hoping we'll have enough content to play through fun content in Slime Rancher to tide me over until I have the energy to do the last of the things I need to do in order to start Subnautica, because I would like to get started on that. Right, so I think that's it. I think that's just about it. So I wanted to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this visit with Val. Yeah, I guess we'll get on to the main thing for today, which is Slime Rancher. Thank you for watching. Alright. Not going to normally say this when I do a channel thing, but because it's still new for me, I'm going to play the outro here. This outro is intended to go with the visit with Val I just finished. It's not the end of the stream. We're going to be going on to Slime Rancher right after this. So, enjoy the outro, and I'll be right back. I'd like to thank my wonderful patrons, without whose continued support I would not be here still streaming and multicasting. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate everything you've done. At the $30 level, I'd like to thank TextCub SF. At the $5 level, I'd like to thank Greater Raider. And at the $2.50 level, I'd like to thank Richie the Gamer. Thank you guys so much for all your support. If you would like to become a patron, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/ValsNoisyToys. There are various perks that I provide at the various levels. The one that I want to highlight is at the $5 level. If you support me at this level or higher, you will be invited to ValsNoisyToys Patron Games, which occurs on the last Saturday of each month at 1 p.m. my time. And currently, we are doing Minecraft Bingo. If you would like to play with me, that's your chance. And once again, thanks so much to my patrons.